Before Rome ruled the Mediterranean, it had to conquer its own backyard. One of its earliest and fiercest rivals wasn't a foreign empire, but a powerful alliance right next door, the Etruscan League. In today's video, we'll explore how this war began, the crucial battles that shaped it, and how Rome rose from a small city-state to the dominant power in Italy. By the late 6th century BCE, the Etruscan League ruled much of central Italy. Their cities, Veii, Tarquinia, Clusium, and others, were rich and advanced, with strong fortifications, trade routes, and religious influence over their Latin neighbors, including the young city of Rome. Rome itself had been ruled by Etruscan kings, the Tarquins. But when the Romans overthrew King Tarquin the Proud in 509 BCE, they created a republic, and also made themselves a powerful enemy. The Etruscan cities, especially Tarquinia and Veii, still loyal to the Tarquins, sought to restore their allies to power. The stage was set for decades of warfare. After the monarchy's fall, Tarquin the Proud fled north to his Etruscan allies and appealed to the League for help. The first clashes began around 509 BCE, when Etruscan armies marched toward Rome. One of the earliest engagements took place near the river Tiber, where the Romans managed to hold the bridges and drive the invaders back. The Etruscans then formed a coalition, led by the city of Veii, to besiege Roman territory. The fighting escalated in 506 BCE, culminating in one of the earliest recorded major battles of the Roman Republic, the Battle of Lake Regillus. The Battle of Lake Regillus wasn't fought solely against the Etruscans, but it was heavily influenced by them. The exiled Tarquins, backed by Etruscan troops and Latin allies, sought to crush the Republic once and for all. The Roman army, commanded by the dictator Aulus Postumius Albus, met them near Lake Regillus. The Romans deployed in a traditional hoplite formation, with heavily armored infantry supported by cavalry on both flanks. Midway through the battle, the Etruscan-led cavalry attempted to encircle the Roman right flank, but Postumius anticipated the move. He ordered his cavalry to dismount and fight as infantry, forming a dense shield wall. The Etruscan flank collapsed under the pressure. According to legend, the twin gods Castor and Pollux appeared on horseback to aid the Romans, a sign of divine favor. When the dust settled, Rome had won a decisive victory. The Etruscan attempt to reinstall Tarquin failed, and the Republic's survival was assured. The next century saw Rome locked in a brutal struggle with its most formidable Etruscan rival, the city of Veii. Separated by only 16 kilometers, the two cities fought a series of wars known collectively as the Veientine Wars. In 477 BCE, the Fabian clan, one of Rome's noble families, took the fight to Veii. They established a fortified camp near the river Cremera and waged a private war against the Etruscans. For 2 years they harassed Veientine supply lines, until they were lured into an ambush. The Fabii were trapped in a narrow valley and overwhelmed. Nearly 300 of them perished, a devastating blow to Rome. Yet this defeat only hardened Roman resolve. The third and final war with Veii was one of Rome's first extended sieges, and one of its most strategic campaigns. In 406 BCE, the Roman Senate voted to besiege the city continuously, a massive operation that lasted for a decade. Rome's general, Marcus Furius Camillus, revolutionized siege warfare. He built fortified camps around Veii, cutting off supply routes and starving the defenders. Then, he ordered the construction of tunnels beneath the city walls. In 396 BCE, Roman forces infiltrated Veii through the tunnels and stormed the city from within. The Etruscan defenders, caught by surprise, were slaughtered. Veii fell, and with it, the Etruscan League began to crumble. After Veii's fall, the remaining Etruscan cities attempted to resist Rome. Between 395 and 350 BCE, Tarquinia and Falerii launched several raids into Roman territory, but Rome's new professional legions, armed with superior discipline and organization, crushed them. By 351 BCE, most of Etruria had submitted to Roman control. the once mighty league was fractured and absorbed into the growing Roman Republic. Rome's victories weren't just about bravery, they were about logistics. The Roman legions marched with discipline, building fortified camps at every stop. Each soldier carried tools to construct trenches, palisades, and watchtowers. This meant Rome could advance deep into enemy territory without fear of ambush. The Etruscans relied more on individual valor and elite cavalry, but the Romans countered with structure, dividing their forces into maniples that could move independently, outflank enemies, and regroup efficiently. Their precision, combined with the construction of the Via Salaria and other early roads, allowed for lightning-fast troop movements. By the mid-4th century BCE, the Etruscan League was no more. Rome had absorbed their cities, adopted their gods, and inherited their engineering and art. Ironically, the destruction of Etruria also fueled Rome's growth. The wealth of Veii funded Rome's next conquests. The war between Rome and the Etruscan League wasn't just a regional struggle, it was the first step in Rome's transformation into an empire. From the fall of Veii to the conquest of Tarquinia, Rome proved that strategy, discipline, and determination could overcome even the most powerful alliances. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into ancient warfare, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on which Roman war you'd like us to cover next.